same old dreams. There's a million fools, stacks of green and swimming pools. And I used to swear upon wisdom. You got brains to spare, you gotta give some. I kick back a flare, my ignition. It's time to ride. When I need to feel alive, I just get in my car and drive. When life it starts to break my stride, I just get in my car and ride. From an open window and a stolen ride came a broken lifter with a fallen pride. And now I walk beside psychotic guides to listen to their whines and maniacal cries. Worship the dollar and cent, white collar descent. You holler and bent over the most tiny moderate dent. In your mountains of gold, accounts that you hold, you wound up an old young blood man. That fountain is cold. And I used to swear upon wisdom. You got brains to spare, you gotta give some. I kick back a flare, my ignition. It's time to ride. When I need to feel alive, I just get in my car and drive. When life it starts to break my stride, I just get in my car and ride. What you doing, what you doing, what you getting into? What you doing, what you doing, what you getting into? What you doing, what you doing, what you getting into? What you doing, what you doing, what you getting into? And when I need to feel alive, I just get in my car and drive. When life it starts to break my stride, I just get in my car and ride. Ooh, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna drive my blues away. Yeah, yeah. Gonna drive my blues away. Just another sunny day.
89 will go about there. Oh, come on, get sucked in there. Get sucked in there. Give me a hole in one. Oh, look at that. Okay. One down, one to go. Got him! Yes! On the edge of defeat, just yanked victory right out of there. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, I'm yeah, that's gonna that guy's gonna kill me. Everybody else see that floating body there? Something's definitely wrong. I hope she's not planning to do anything weird since they lost. I should I should go make sure she's okay. Oh, Glockenspiel. It's just I'm I
just got 4 balls.
That's all I need, actually.
How do you walk?
God damn it.
Oh, shit.
Sing it. I did that as a wild shot, not expecting it to go anywhere. That was not supposed to happen. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is in your local time frame of the world. I hope that you've had a wonderful and fantastic week. The things are wrapping up well for you. Looking forward to a good weekend. If you are one of the unfortunate souls that has to work on weekends, I hope your working weekend is a decent one, and your weekend off, whatever days you have off, I hope that they are relaxing and chilling, and you can spend them dodging all the people you have to deal with while you're working on the weekends. Because that is something I've had to do often and repeatedly, is work weekends, and I know how much that can suck. You know, the majority of the population doesn't work weekends. That's when they plan all the fun things to do, but you can't go do them because you're working. So, I was going to run down where we're at so far in the story, but I have completely spaced out what's going on. So let us... It's a journal there, it's right there. I did... What, working weekends? Forgetting what's going on? Or which one are you referring to there, Ember? Does that help? So, brain dead. In space. I should be in the corner showing the game now. Shouldn't be showing me in space, should be showing me in the corner with game stuff behind me and around me. As we wait for a report of what's going on elsewhere in the world. Nothing I'm complaining, Oriange, but I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. West Jorkis. Nor I thee, in extolling the virtues of Aetheris, I did inadvertently awaken the Labyrinthos, a desire to avert our beloved star's demise. Well, just because my normal chatting scene is me with space around me, so... Grail tells us to have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing efforts. I have news to share regarding our study of the ethereal sea. Your findings are certain to be of greater interest, so I'd rather hear them first. To what revelations did Heineland's Elpis flower lead? Sorry, I just got a... The rapid warming around here has everything pumping pollen into the air. My allergies are kicking up. There was a cough, not a sneeze, but thank you. Dynamis is what drives the final days. Fit and Akasha are one and the same. This all but proves Honda's theory. Where an entity, through sheer force of emotion, channel this vast dormant reservoir into a raging river, its powers might surpass even that of Aether. If our star is so replete with Aether, said entity would need to be outside its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamis of the great expanse. Medion, or rather the sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations she has been hoarding for millennia. Untold anguish and fear and hatred, drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose, destruction of Aetheris. And our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have but one aim, to defeat Medion. Make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Vanquish Medion and we deliver the world from the final days. To even attempt it, there are two conditions. First, we must determine her location. Before Medion escaped, an enchantment was placed upon her by Vanat, the woman who would become Hydaelyn. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, so we cannot assume that our Hydaelyn and the Vanat you met in Elpis are one and the same. Yeah, temporal mechanics always make fucking things up. Nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I'd wager that Hydaelyn possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she would share that knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. After all, she intends for us to flee Aetheris, not to stay. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Medion? That I know would never give up. Never give up, never surrender. Oi. It's my impression too. Otherwise she wouldn't have used me as a conduit for her will, or provided clues such as the Elpis flower. I believe she has been waiting for mankind's answer to Hermes' question. So it's the second condition. We must find a means to reach Medion. Naturally, our chosen method will depend entirely upon wheresoever she has made her nest. Then communing with Hydaelyn must by necessity come first. Did you and Master Matoya have any luck with your investigation into the Ethereal Sea? Sadly not, though we enlisted the help of Erenbald and the other Echo-blessed allies. We couldn't detect so much as a whisper from Hydaelyn, even from within the Anti-Tower. Master Matoya is of the opinion that in the years since abandoning it, the Forum has found some other method of receiving instructions from Hydaelyn. If so, it would most likely be some form of apparatus for observing the Ethereal Sea closer to home. Knock, 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 who's there? Sorry to interrupt, we just received word from the Forum. Presence is required in the Rostra, where they intend to discuss the Great Exodus. Father was able to persuade them. Otherwise we need to... They're finally taking us seriously. Let's hear what they have to say. Let's see. Speaking of Exodus, if you check one of the links down below, you'll find my Amazon author profile, which has a make sure that link is there, which has a link to my book Post-Exodus, which is my take on a dystopian novel. Just making sure. I may have forgot to put that link on this video, so I'm doing it right now. There. If it's not there, you should refresh. If you're watching this video later, it should be. It's going to be there. Let's change out our minion. Oh, we got the kitten. Get a little coral kitten to play with Carbuncle. Two of them trash the house while wrestling around. It would be a coral kitten Carbuncle calamity. Still have all my books. Well, I am glad to hear that. I know you enjoyed reading post-Exodus. I don't know if you've had a chance to read the others. Fox is reading post-Exodus right now. Go ahead and walk through your big old meeting chamber. We're standing outside the meeting chamber to wait. Yeah, post-Exodus I think was probably the more fun of them to write. And I'm thinking about a sequel. I just don't have any ideas for what to happen in a sequel. And I've actually got a 5-book series in mind. Just a matter of coming up with enough stuff to fill out 5 books. I've got the basic framework of it. Starting with the Technomancer one I've been working on.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends.
I like the sword symbol on his chest there.
By your leave, of course.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far. Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence. The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the Seventh Dawn at their request on the Great Exodus.
And again, Exodus. What do you do afterwards? You have post-Exodus. Oi. Hey, I don't come up with the words, I just use them. And after this cutscene, I'll talk more about the series that I'm shaping and forming and pondering and considering and ruminating.
On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glacies. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radz-at-Han.
Because Exodus means a massive leaving or departure, a lot of people, going from one place to another, exiting. And that's the Exodus book of the Bible is the Jews leaving Egypt, if I remember right.
The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Then let us begin. First, it is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
Yes.
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenor and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after.
Oh, it's hospitable enough if you don't like
Following
bunny rabbits all over the place.
We will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Rabzat Khan was foremost among these. But since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
So, Beastmen,
And
no.
how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
Like I said, no Beastmen.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
The airship to the moon doesn't work right yet.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct. This arc, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The Aetherburner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
So instead of having an afterburner like jets do, it has an aetherburner. Makes sense.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the Aetherburner's efficiency, on 2 conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
Okay.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
I'm gonna use it to go find Medion. Medion.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alfino. Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself. Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? when we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration.
Sometimes it takes a new perspective to solve problems.
I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Giggles McGee.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote.
Well, one person's
All in
already voted,
favor of
so...
agreeing to the Scion's terms? "71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it. Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Like it or not, do your job.
Very well.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
World is ending, let's get this thing going. Okay. So, the books, the series I'm pondering, shaping, considering, molding, working on, all that fun stuff. Minions for the moment, so involving yourselves in the completion of the arc, so we work forward both simultaneously. If we're actually working for you, attempt to improve it, right? Chest gear, 545. Okay. Oh, I want to do a... Yes, okay. Let's see. The first book in the series is going to be the Technomancer novel I'm writing on. Shiny pink thing, that's my Ruby Carbuncle. First book is the Technomancer book I'm working on. She is a private detective that basically wields energy magics. She can manipulate electrical fields. She has a high sensitivity for magical and, you know, mundane energies. Medial circuit, okay. And she also helps out the police. You know, she does private detective stuff, but she also helps out the police occasionally on magical matters. When, you know, when cases are clearly magical, that she could help them out with. Think like the Harry Dresden novels, but instead of by Jim Butcher, instead of magic being secret, it's very, very public. Portals are part of the public transportation system. I won't spoil it too much, but there's a thing that's going to happen at the end of the book that will tie it in with 3 other books. So I'm basically shaping and creating the other characters of those books. It's all going to be in the same world, obviously. So I've been here before. Down over that way, okay. So the first 4 books are going to be the introductions of each character, of each heroic character, and their particular abilities and specialties. And then the 5th book is going to be them coming together and essentially solving the problem that appears in that is hinted at and appears in the end of each of the other books. So, but it will be entirely in a world where magic is common and everyday and commonplace and everyday, and it just exists alongside technology. Some of the other differences between that world and this one is that EMP isn't a major thing because in order to protect electronics and electrical systems from surges in magical energy, they would have shielded them much in the same way that you shield things from EMP now. So I still gotta kind of tweak with how EMP may have been found to be a difficulty, if I even want to introduce it at all. This is where they maintain Labyrinthos' energy, okay. Temperature circulation, it will create the ideal environment for preservation of biological samples. So they can make it rain or not. Father brought me here as a child. Left me behind? You're the one who left me behind, you know, somewhere with grandfather. Aha. Having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the Labyrinths in recreating a similar environment, come to view such processes in a new light. Creating gardens of Labyrinthos, the prison forged to contain the ancient Zodiarch, the habitations built for all mankind beneath the moon's surface, each unique yet undeniably similar. It's no mere coincidence. Testing ground for technologies, yeah. Tested it here. What worked here was also put on the moon. Where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Last time is not on our side. Trail to enter the central circuit. Is there most of our preparations for the great exodus are carried out. Destruction of the Ark among them. The plan has been made public, access remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions, will have free reign to come and go as you please. Such was the will of the Forum, after all. Prove ourselves worthy of their trust, your trust. We want you to trust us, Dad. Let us proceed. Quit being such a stick in the mud. Or pull the stick out of your tuchus, whichever one you wanna, whichever phrase you wanna work with there. Let's see, how many, I gotta find 5. Quest for 4. Actually, what I'm gonna do... Bye-bye, Carbuncle. Switch to Reaper. Snook is Coal, Dead Coal. The forge is named. With him to discuss the particulars this way. Actually, I'm going to do something else first. 194 yalms northwest. Northwest. Oh, there I see it. Attuned to a couple aethercurrents. $478 yalms northwest. There's a Trillian Hamlet Aetherite right there. Let's go visit it and attune to its Aetherite. Why not gonna let me hop up on that wall? So the Chocobo Keeps are good for AFK travel. Travel somewhere you've been. Travel somewhere you've been. Well, you gotta go get a drink of water. Those Chocobo Keeps are good for that. $95 yalms to the north. There it is. Around the back of the hill here. $350 yalms to the west. Big, loud, stompy, bangy machine. It's the Magitech armor is the prawn suit of Final Fantasy XIV. Southwest, okay. Computer shocked you again. Stop. I'm trying to find some way of having, shock as in surprise instead of shock as in shock. But I can't think of one easily enough for your computer. I'll walk around this walking tree here. MC hates you. Is the server down again? Or is it just your MC hates you? It's the node. Okay. So when I restarted it last, I was actually in the chat with them. And that's what I'm thinking it is. It's not the server itself, it's the node. But they wanted to make sure it wasn't something with the server, so they wanted to see a crash log. There wasn't one in the console because of all the messages that pop up with the loading of the mod pack. I like this little fountain idea around the Aetherites. So 398 yalms southeast. Let's just keep following this ring around. Ring around the rosies, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. I fell down. The runic altar and it kicked you off. Jeez. Well, when it's kicking you off, is it staying live or is it just kicking you off? Is it kicking you off and shutting down the server? Southwest. There it is. It says no server connection. Okay. Get this thing off my tail. And done. Gotta find one more. 419 yalms to the east. So yeah, it sounds like it's shutting the server down when it's booting you because you use that machine. So. Yeah, because the runic altar. Runic altar and those diesel generators aren't tech reborn, which is what's been giving us the issues before. So. So yeah, once I can once I get to work and get my computer set up, I will log on with them and see what's going on. So that way you guys can still use it tomorrow. If we get another longish looking cutscene, I'll step over and log in with them now. Coco Dankle. So I know what to do.
I could swap them out. No, been there, done that. Damn near lost my eyebrows. Think, Coco, think! we'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think.
Brain a little fried there, little guy?
That does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, masterful, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged, for better or worse. Which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the Aetherburner conundrum.
These folks are going to make the Aetherburner help work.
Not seen you lot down here before.
There
We're
are
in a eclectic enough group.
among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the Aetherburner.
I'm still going to call it the Afterburner.
Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the Aetherburner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb.
Probably. That probably won't kill you. Yeah, I'm
But it ain't perfect.
Yeah, it showed me the server's offline right now. Checking the console.
According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Hast thou consulted with the Labyrinthos?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Teeny tiny toy boat.
Yes, exactly. Damn it! I asked for refined adamantite, and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology. You're trying to drive me mad.
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ends like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it though.
Oh, we want to make a bet?
To salvage some for the Aetherburner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the Northern Empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards. And the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up.
Gee, I wonder what I'm going to be doing for the next dungeon run.
It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
You mean to go and fetch the what's-its?
That may be for the best, though you doubtless find the task too dull for your liking.
There are multiple internment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously... Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours.
Nice catch.
What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us Heavensward.
But Heavensward was like 2 expansions ago.
This is Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
Okay.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-foot expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad.
Yep.
Anyway, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Combine a source like that with the Aetherburner, and 3, 2, 1,
kaboom!
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yakking this plunder for the taking? And I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm not sure you want Charlian grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Just like that. It is just that easy.
Just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
Okay. Java. Sounds like he's reminded of how famous or infamous Alphino has become. Who thought he could achieve so much with a single link pearl conversation? As we're expecting rather a lot of visitors in the near future, I'd best return to the surface and inform the relevant parties. I also have a contact of my own that might be worth a try. Oh, and who might that be? That's for me to know and you to find out. And on that note, I leave matters here in your capable hands. Best of luck. So I'm going to complete the quest as Reaper to get the experience points. Then I'll switch to Summoner to open up that chest to get the gear for my Summoner. Meanwhile, in Ul'dah, oops.
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make.
Okay, I'm just sorry, I'm sending a quick message to the host for the Minecraft server. Okay. Of course.
Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames, and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Dear guys, we have need of your stone torches. To assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins, and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
The baboop was them responding to my messages.
My son Zimberg will
they just responded again.
Done.
Beep, beep.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets,
Pengu, yep.
or sleeping in collectors' vaults.
Beep, 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 beep.
Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your
Spy
heart.
Pengu is
By all
the
means, profit on the
tool we're using on
transactions.
Tuesdays.
I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say,
but
Ul'dah's best
one thing about
efforts may be
potatoes,
for naught.
you know, even little potatoes like these, you bury them in the ground, they come back stronger, bigger, badder, and more numerous. Go ahead, try to bury a potato, see what happens.
And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Ul'dah will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future.
Well, given how many enemies in this game have tried to put me in the ground, I mean, that pretty much says it.
17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
Meanwhile, in the Black Shroud, we're going to see what each of the major nations, the 3 of the Grand Companies, are going to be doing.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
Long, drawn-out battles when you got mainly healers. Oh, here comes some help, though!
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
There's some fighters for you.
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency so plain to see.
I wouldn't say deficiencies,
it
just
might have been a lifetime ago,
differing
but
specialization.
I was once one of the scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come. Let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
Two healers, 4 fighters per group. That's a lot of stars.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
That is a lot of stars. Meanwhile, in Quarthus, we are going to go visit every major nation, aren't we?
There you are. We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already...
Not wasting time, he's saying a farewell. Somebody we lost in Heavensward. Saying a farewell to somebody we lost in Heavensward before we go Heavensward. Heavensward.
A dragon's roar!
I thought somebody sneezed. Meanwhile, in the Ruby Sea,
and so, in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honourable Lord Labyrinthos himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid.
If anybody's going to have some sacred relics that'll hold ether, it's going to be the Ninja Turtles.
What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
Now that's one big nope rope. So I'm going to, yeah, switch to summoner. My inventory. Oh, I'm already got that card. Okay. Ah. Okay. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay. Okay. We'll switch back to Reaper to experience for finding new areas and completing quests. Sacred relics, we will only know if they meet your requirements once they've arrived. Meantime, is there aught else we might do to be of service? With the red eyes and matching hair, you seem to know more than the average scholar. Oh, Graha! I thought he was talking about me for a second there. We will see you as you're ready for every eventuality. Traversing the great expanse, if nothing else, means twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the. I want to go hunt down some of the adamantite. I want to go fight some of these ship defenses. Oh, dang it! Looking around, I'm gonna need I think that's just a regular vendor there, the Hamlet. That's the gem trader, I think, right there. Yeah. That's a regular vendor there by the Hamlet. I can sell some of that crafting gear I just got rid of. Junkmonger, I think I can. Yeah. Yep. Just out of curiosity. Mage. Summoner weapon. Actually, the Reaper weapon is not as good as what I'm wearing. Strength down. It's a higher item level. Well, because the one I've got is a high quality one. So I'm gonna guess that's probably gonna be true of the Summoner one too. Actually, it's the same. It's the same thing, but it's not a high quality one. Okay. Oh no! What? I was just seeing what items this this vendor here has for sale. Let's see, Disciple of Glorious. Is that specifically what may need? Just see if he's got anything that's better than what I'm wearing. Doesn't have any accessories, just main armor pieces. Okay. So he doesn't have anything of interest for me. Hop up there, thank you. Shortcut right through somebody's yard, but you won't let me. There, I'll do it on foot instead of in my plane. People actually live down here. From some of that fresh inspiration they mentioned. Get out. No! I don't wanna. They put their yards where I'm gonna be going, I'm gonna get in their yards. So if they're right once our work is done. I like this music. Power, Mestrical managed to squeeze out the Aetherburner, still not enough. Flip all over, if only to begin next to the sooner, feel on dying. Okay, I'm just gathering information, not doing much of anything, okay? Yeah, the coral kitten. The Indian I changed to earlier. Actually, I'm going to, I believe, side quest. Okay, I cannot jump over this bush while mounted. But I can jump over it. I jumped over it on foot. There we go. There. You're gonna be an aethercurrent quest, aren't you? Yes. Control moving the outer circuit. I come upon one of those 6 got measure. Got a troll. Okay. Yeah, the cat was able to jump over the bush just fine. Let's find the third person supposed to talk to. We'll go do that Aethercurrent quest. So maybe one step closer to flying around here. Excuse the boop boops. There we go. And Yember, it looks like the that guy's saying it was a node issue, so they're transferring us nodes. So, and the guy helping says, hopefully going to set us up so that it's not going to be needed again. And of course, while I was checking that message, that's why you don't text and ride behemoths. You might run into buildings. Okay. Okay, so those two are going to be part of the quest. You know what? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do this as Summoner. Summon Afreet. Boom! You summon a full-size Ifrit. Little dude have a fruit. Whoa! You know what? I don't feel I'm not done fighting yet. And summon in my full-size Garuda. Okay. I'm done now. Got that fighting out of my system for a minute. There's something about being able to summon the full-size versions of my summons. Oh shoot! I should have switched back to Reaper so I could actually, use those experience points. My summoner's at 90 and doesn't get any more experience points. So might as well do this stuff as Reaper. So experience points don't just go into the ether. Oh, hunting mark. Quest complete. No pants. Boots and pants and boots and pants. We're gonna go check out the great big Watson over there. So I'm just checking around for any more Aetherite current quests. Or Aether current quests. Aetherite current quests. There's 3 more around here. And then I'll be able to fly. Now one of them is going to be a main story quest. Search the apparatus for points of potential interest. Move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Okay, so that's what the movement was. Ticket, client account, Still's email. Okay. An axolotl! Spotted an ambystoma, especially a lively one at that. Fear the concept you observed in another time, another place, was approved for life in a wider world. Somehow. It's an axolotl. I don't care what you call it. Tanks. You're welcome. Can't you take it? I want it. See here the golden pipe connected to the top of those tanks. See through that window another pipe at the bottom. Pouring water drawn up from below. Yep. Observe the metallic tube. Water I hear from inside that great big tube. It's because of those cogs and that gigantic wheel at the top. So they draw up the water. There's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside it too. If I can find a way to capture... Well, Ember, there's a project for you. Mushroom-like thing. There's lots of websites that list all the different minions for Final Fantasy XIV. Find if there's an axolotl one and DM me the link. The trees, the great enslave. Hold on, that's a bit of a strange shape. It's thin at the bottom, but big and round at the top. Quite tall for something so unbalanced. That makes sense, that's where they store the water. Yeah, water tanks pretty much look like that universally. Water drawn from underground, presumably with some other mechanism. It's purified here, stored in that tower before being distributed elsewhere. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it. A design brilliant in its simplicity. I dare say it would only take a moment to install in even the harshest of environments. For us Labyrinths, that is. Indeed, securing a reliable source of water is of the utmost importance for any fledgling settlement. We have read, however, that peoples of Aetheris sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such. How are they able to survive? Let's see, Fanolin. Yeah, we'll go Gearbunya. domesticate him. Read through the instructions real quick. Give me DM me a link and a brief synopsis of what it's going to take. Oh, you already did. Cure the necessary amount. Provide enough water to keep them from dying out completely, but it would appear they rely on it far more than we'd anticipated. A few adjustments may be in order, once we've calculated the average rate of consumption per individual. It may also be worth learning more about how exactly they obtain their water in the first place. Okay. Mayhap the Labyrinthos will share his appreciation for the engineering marvel. Absolutely splendid. Yep, I have to go brave the untamed wilderness. Dangerous-looking creatures with big, nasty teeth lurking beyond the safe confines of the settlement. Were we not escorted here by burly custodians, I dread to think what would have become of us. You are cute little fluffy suckers that I'm sure would be a snack for some of those monsters. I can't individually name the minions. We can call them whatever we want, just generally. But, we can call it whatever we want in general, but yeah, as far as name tags, that's not a thing. Eaten by some horrid beastie. Come on, growing way to the water extraction. What's it? Well, with as much as we've been doing with World of Final Fantasy and naming the mirages there, so I just want to make sure I don't have it already. Yes, I got the Great Serpent of Ronka as a minion. Got a Slime Puddle. And I've got, the Wind-Up Gentleman Hildebrand. Grahatia. Sloey and Chloe. Gaia, the Ultros. Looks like I don't have them yet, so let me see what this quest would take. Possible reward from... Okay, it's not a quest. It's a venture I have to send my retainers on. Yeah, the Waterside Exploration 22. I have to get one of my retainers up to a level 70 fisher. To do it. So that's something I'm going to have to work on. I'm going to have to work on that off stream because that's I'm gonna have to assign one of my retainers a job, and then keep doing ventures until they level up enough to reach 70, which I could do because I'm a 74 fisher, so they could reach that level. We're gonna get in a fight. So yeah, it was easy. Right, you don't want to be burned to a crisp. That's fine. I'm gonna go check out the water extraction. What's it? This top, pray follow me. I'll later go up the hole. Science rather takes place. Perfect environment to sustain life, artificially created. Knowledge we'll gain here will be essential when we start looking for new stars for your kind to inhabit. Really, most of them don't even have air for you to breathe. Yeah. Yeah. See, are we breathing the air that's on this planet because it was here for us to breathe, or did we happen on a planet with the right kind of air, or is it the right kind of air for us because we're here? The summoner for a quick pants change. It's going from 536 to 545. We'll go back to Reaper. Back to Cooking Way. Agriculture Shock. Where's the food? 0% some of the delicious delicacies Oriange was telling me about. In his incredibly vivid, if a bit too verbose descriptions cannot compare to sampling them myself. He does like big fancy words, doesn't he? Okay. No, riding a horse through here kind of reminds me of the scene from Knight's Tale. When he accidentally, Lord Ulrich, as it were, accidentally rides his horse into the church. I wanna fly, let me fly. Okay. Fine mess this is. Right, Exodus. If I was to do what we do down here, up there. So sudden, so unreal. What, to go to the moon? Carefully, it's all planned. We'll never be able to take every variety of flora and fauna with us. A little bit of produce. Help yourselves. There we go. I was looking for a marker on the map that just didn't exist. Grapes are very delicious. Can you invite me more? So sweet, so sour, it tastes much like a ripe phosphorus carrot. Yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between the outer skin and fruit within is most peculiar, though far from unpleasant. Yes, I think I'll try another. As much as you enjoy carrots, ew, ghastly things. I'd rather eat rancid gigantoad eyeballs. The grapes are more than just meh. So I'd brave an erupting volcano for a choice bunch of grapes. No, I'd brave an erupting volcano for 2 choice bunches of grapes. One to eat, one to ferment into some wine. Step beyond to make intoxicating beverages. Yep, I was just talking about making wine, huh? Oranges! What came first, the fruit or the color? The fruit or the color? Who cares? Let's eat! Yes, that's equal parts sweet and sour as with grapes, yet nothing alike. I may have to consult Oriange about expanding my vocabulary. I simply cannot find the words to describe it. Citrusy. Perhaps what I'm looking for is bitter? This is all very complicated, you know. So many flavors, so many choices, and each individual with their own personal preferences. Now I see why you all turned up your noses at the idea of eating nothing but carrots. Marvelous though they still are in my estimation, let no one say I said otherwise. I was speaking of carrots, I've yet to sample any of the vegetables. Let's see what's in that field over there. I'm short, I gotta look around for which field you're talking about. Color, the texture. Are they some sort of enormous round carrots? Pumpkins! No, in any case, proper nomenclature is less of a concern than the taste. What about pumpkins straight? It's hard and flavorless. It may as well be chewing a piece of wood. That all but confirms it. These are nothing more than misbegotten failures masquerading as goodly carrots. Stop, stop! Can't you see these are pumpkins? And no one with any sense would try eating them raw. You're supposed to cook them first. Do you not find it an awful bother? Far from it. Cooking is a joy unto itself. You're literally called Cooking Way, so I would think you would know about cooking food. This cooking allows us to draw out the full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew has been one of my favorite dishes for as long as I can remember. It's delicious. The orange I sampled. That yellow fruit over. Oh, are we about to go eat a lemon? Yep, this is a lemon grove. Cooking ways. Okay, I wish I could zoom in. Let's see if I can. Wonderful fragrance. With luck, it'll have a flavor to match. I have no idea how these are eaten. I'll just bite into it. Ah! My tongue. Is this poison? It's lemon. A lemon? You mean it's supposed to taste like this? How can something so similar to an orange be so revolting? Maybe sometime before my palate recovers from this ordeal. As such, I had best call an end to this round of sampling. Say our farewells and return to the others. They show the dizzy and the choking. Nice touches, guys, developers. The lemon, the deceiver, still feels so violated. Feeling with bad taste in your mouth in more ways than one, so I'll give you this lemon muffin I baked. If it doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Have I not suffered enough? No, see, you got the lemon straight, you need to temper it with other flavors in other things. The sick came out there to learn more of your inscrutable ways. Very well, lemon muffin, do your worst. This is delicious! Although I still detect a hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough to create a perfect harmony. Never would have guessed its vile bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. See, we rarely use lemon in its natural state. It has a starring role in all sorts of recipes. The same is true for many other ingredients. It goes down to making the most of the resources at our disposal. And sometimes that can even be the difference between life and death. I know we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the form agonized over what was worth preserving and what will be consigned to history. Hard choices, but make them we must if we're to survive. Such strength of will. Now I know what Hydaelyn sees in your kind. That and our ability to eat lemons. Mankind, the Labyrinthos, we were both born from the accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They learned all there is to learn about the nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Once a civilization has fulfilled the basic requirements for survival, it will inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity to achieve perfection. Therein lies its following, and its downfall. For perfection is an unattainable ideal. It is the paradox of the immaculate carrot. Yet civilizations, time immemorial, have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the costs incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, their dreams forever unfulfilled. What then is the alternative? The answer lies in knowing that our existence can never be perfect, to be content with what we have and make the most of it. But there's still things to be said for striving for certain life quality and things to make life easier without going for perfection. When life gives you lemons, make lemon muffins. Oh, I know plenty about paradoxes. But yeah, when life gives you lemons, make lemon muffins. Pardon my Eorzean, but what the seven hells are you on about? And who are you anyway? Cooking Way at your service. I'm here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. But don't worry, there'll be room for your crops too. We'll work together to preserve as many of Aether's species as possible, if you're up to the challenge. Yes, of course, I look forward to it. This has all been highly productive. Probably. Let's go and see if Oriange and the others have run out of machinery to inspect, shall we? I know, I'm not going to be able to jump over that wall. Excuse me, stray garlic, coming through. I'm gonna go speak to Oriange, and then before I start the next quest, I do want to get myself something to drink real quick. Yes, the axolotl is very cute. And then I will be getting my retainer on leveling up fishing skills. Well, yep. Culinarians Guild. Oh, what the heck? Yeah, Lips and Lemons. Have an axolotl army. That's right, because they will group up on attack too. Am I gonna live where? Oh, just my yeah. Yep. Just need to remind my body every now and then, you know, how to actually breathe. Okay. Okay, I will be right back. I'm just gonna go get myself some water. Gotta lube up these pipes. Okay, liquid vocal cord lubrication has been acquired. Have a supply of dihydrogen monoxide readily available. Okay. That. Alright, so before I'm going to check email real quick. That's when they said they let me know once everything was transferred to the new node. account as well as email. Okay, yeah. Okay. Alrighty, they got the node transfer in process. So there's a couple of larger files, so they'll email me, let me know when it's done. I see you poked the group chat. So let's get back to this game then. Ooh, actually we had pants, now we'll get boots. Did I put those pants on my summoner? Yeah. So we'll have boots and pants and boots and pants. I guess relentless pursuit of knowledge can occupy them and us for a fortnight. Time is of the essence, yeah. So you're gonna go ahead and escort them all back yourself. Aw. And an axolotl army. Let's see if I remember right. So teleport. I'll spend 100 gil to teleport there. Because I've got a... No, I got a Triops, not a Trival. I got a Triops. Actually, I have a Boomerang army in my Subnautica playthrough. No, I don't have a Boomerang army. I have a Boomerang Fish Navy. And you'll have a Triops Navy, or Trival Navy. Oh, Growing Way. You're disappointed about something. So reconstructed environmental data for Theris at Lugston Alpha. Forest so lovely and so leafy. All of your forests like that? Hey, I got a couple of Triops in my containment on Subnautica. It's quite leafy indeed. Place of utmost tranquility. One was purple. That one. Gasp, I say. I'm surprised you're reluctant to leave behind. I was a fool to think otherwise. To assume the moon was something worth being proud of. How ridiculous we must seem to you, trying so hard yet achieving so little. You didn't know what... You had no point of reference. Thy works are no less worthy for their uniqueness. Follow you, go on land with you. Thought I heard tiny voices. Thancred! How dost thou fare? Well, I was able to glean a fair bit from the researchers while helping to move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here, despite news of the coming end. We have the forum's leadership to thank for that. Doesn't mean people aren't worried, though. Quite the opposite. Knowing disaster could strike at any moment, they hurry to complete their work. Equally aware a single error can be the difference between life and death. You can hardly tell them there's no cause for concern. I passed by like 3 of them. Well, if I weren't so close to finishing that below 0, I'd grab some. These two people? I'm honored you would think me so capable. I'm not sure I'm up to the challenge. Nevertheless, I believe in you. Suppose it can't hurt to try. Past someone moping on the western plaza that looked to be in need of a helping paw. Perhaps you might start with him. 'Tis a good place as any. Come. But Growing Way is the one that wants to help, not me. I want to go fight something. Tell you where they are. Are the trivalves the below zero variant of the cuttlefish? Burden shared is a burden eased. Pray tell us of thy troubles. Poor fellows do look like good listeners. They got, yeah, big, giant ears. Of course they're going to be good listeners. I know that none of that's a guarantee. We never before launched a starfaring vessel, let alone floated in the great expanse. All the tests we've run have been on the ground. Operational personnel and cargo will be aboard for the first voyage. I'm just worried about when it's going to fall apart. I'm not sure about that, but well... Can you tell me if there are any aspects of the ship's design you're especially worried about? What about perform our tasks for Spatio-temporal spell, nice. When it floats away, it means crashing into things as soon as we've left the star. Ah, gravitation. Maybe I can be of help after all. There's not so different from down here. Simple supply. There you go. Growing Ways helping. Okay. I would like more than to ease the hearts of the fine people of Aetheris. Learn more about them while we're at it. Yeah, okay. Oh, they are cute, the Trivalve army. I think I have passed by a couple of the eggs for those, haven't I? As they randomly fall over. I will say I already have the next game picked out. It's a newer game. It was just released. I'm not going to say anything more than that. We're going to give it a try. Just gonna talking to these people, 8 of them. Two by Spike, there's 2 by okay. Mathematician just pondering things, okay? Using naturalist. Yep. Envelope lying around. Yep, ordered without that bloody parchment. Keep you had a keyboard? Yeah. So does beyond help, only sleep can help her now? I haven't even found half the people I'm supposed to help. "56 bunches of weeds in the ground, 56 bunches of weeds, rip one out, add to the mound, 55 bunches of weeds in the ground." Yes, I had to sing that. Went out for a walk, start pulling weeds. Hyperventilating engineer. He just needs a bag to breathe into. That is not what dying feels like. I know, I've done it enough times. Okay, there's 6. I just saw one over here. I'm not gonna need help though. Let's see if there's anybody up these stairs. Anybody upstairs here needing some rabbit help? Not rabbit pelts, that would be rude. There we go. There's 7, one more. Oh, I want to jump on the wall, not over it. Maybe. Go booger the thorn, okay. And spamming the... Ah. Calm researcher, probably not. Dang it. Skeptical researcher. go. Found all 8 troubled souls in Charlene Hamlet. Now I just gotta look out for the Charlene Macbeth and Charlene King Lear. I mean, there's probably definitely a Charlene Romeo and Juliet here somewhere too. Bad jokes. All the rabbits talking with the researchers. I've got a snake in my ear. Not in my boots, just in my ear.
Oh, finally some rest. Why, I haven't spoken so much in, well, in forever.
Lively, isn't it? The town is abuzz. Everyone eager to meet with our friends from the moon.
Twould behoove you to consult with Sleeping Way. As our moon's pilot, his advice should be most pertinent.
I'm impressed. Truth be told, I struggle to tell one from another. No offense intended, of course.
None taken. After you and your friends left Mare Elementorum, we spent no small amount of time with your Urianger. Oh, the conversations we had. He told us all about Aetheris, answered our every question, no matter how trifling or trivial. Look! Every page filled to the margins with knowledge. When I first arrived, I was struck by how little I knew. It was daunting. But then I realized that were it not for Urianger and his teachings, we'd still be stuck on the moon, gazing at your world and wondering what we've been missing.
Now you know what you've been missing.
What would they think if they could see Urianger now? I dare say they'd be more than a bit surprised. And impressed, no doubt. Master Louisoix, Minfilia, Papalimo, and not to forget.
Oh there. Heard there was a visiting expert who we might bother with a few questions. I take it you'd be the one.
I'm guessing these are the guys that aren't exactly fans of Urianger?
Yeah, yes, I am.
He's got a history with those two.
Charlian's foremost researchers in the field of teleportation magic, and Moonbreeder's parents.
Aha.
It hath been some time. Tis good to see you in good health.
Likewise, old friend. Blavida and I were most honored to answer the call. Never expected this reunion, though, did we, dear?
Alfei, the nerve. Sending that letter, then running off to the gods know where. Do you have any idea how worried we were?
I'm sorry. 'Twas remiss of me not to deliver the news in person. No, more than that. 'Twas I who...
Our daughter was disillusioned after Master Louisoix left her behind. The day the Scions called upon her was the happiest I'd seen her in years. She made her every choice of her own free will. No one could have ever forced her to do otherwise. Don't blame yourself for her death. Celebrate her life. You know that's what she'd want.
If there is one thing we resent you for, it was that we could not be there to mourn her with you. Reading the words you penned in that shaky hand, we must have cried as much for you as we did for her.
How sweet. And he didn't want to see them because he felt guilty about her death.
I'm sorry. I truly, truly am. I knew not what to say. Knew not how to express my feelings.
Master of the big,
Poems
flowery,
and
elaborate
platitudes
words.
of wiser men, musings on sadness and loss.
He was at a
studied
loss for words.
And memorized, and meaningless in the moment.
Silly boy. We are all powerless before such grief. Even now, try as I might, the words escape me. But in our hearts, we know, we always know.
I remember when you were young, how the lads teased you for choosing the company of books over others. Our moon didn't take kindly to that. Be nice to Urianger, she'd shout, and give them a walloping. No matter how many times we scolded her.
So we offered a suggestion. Rather than starting fights, why don't you be the bridge between Urianger and the others? She had to mull it over for a while. Arms crossed, brow furrowed in intense thought. But from that day on, she never let you be alone. She'd drag you outside to play, pepper you with endless questions, read the same books you read, all to try and understand you that much better. I'm sure it was annoying and exhausting at the time, but she only ever had the best of intentions.
And look at you now, at the center of the crowd. The reason there even is a crowd, having brought these people together. You've no idea how proud we are.
To see the boy, our daughter, trusted and believed in more than anyone, grow into the man she always knew he could be. I can see her in you too. Feel her. She walks with you wheresoever you go. So thank you, Urianger,
for
being
egg.
who you are.
Scrambled, over easy, sunny side up, hard-boiled, soft-boiled, Benedict. How do you have your egg?
I think I can feel her too.
Scrambled.
The truth of her life. Not sorrow, but hope and love.
So scrambled egg, would that be more of a g? Since the letters would be scrambled, more of a geg than an egg, or a g, just because you can.
This moon breeder, she was important to him, wasn't she?
You could ask the man himself.
Oh, no.
Leg.
But
I've nibbled on mini
reminds
legs.
me how much I've yet
So.
to learn about your world and its people.
You can live here your entire life and hardly learn a thing. And that's why it's too soon for this to end.
Not chicken legs and you know, just playfully nibble on a human leg. I didn't say I ate the human legs. I just said I nibbled on them. That's a completely different result. But I've eaten chicken legs. I said I nibbled on legs. You're the one that interpreted it differently. Actually, can I do a glamour blade here? Yes. Black mage, white mage. Ninja outfits. I want to go back to this one for my summoner. No. Where's my top hat? Yeah. There. A gentlemanly potato. I didn't want sage. A reaper. Has made you insane in 2 years? Well, yeah. Well, Ember, one might say you were pretty much well on the path to insane before you met foxes. Starting to carry an enormous pile of boxes out the west gate. Oh! Flying Piggy! And Aethercurrent quest. Ooh, and a necklace. Only researchers lived here. So you and your wife had a kid here while working, and kid got away from you. Ah, no, kid, don't run away. That's probably up there. Aethercurrent quest, okay. 3 lost animal hybrid count. Yep. Yeah. Try telling me what's going on first. About the alien adopting the 3 chaotic children? Yeah. saying, okay, you're saying the artificial sun is busted. Don't need to pay me. Okay, I mean, if you really want to pay me. So this is gonna be a 5, yeah. Item level 545, which should be above what I've got. Yep. A little bit of an increase. I might do more of his quest line later. Right now I got another Aethercurrent quest to go finish. And an Alisay to go find. Bunnies! I mean, he's still a kid, but he wants to be taken seriously as an adult. That includes, money for services rendered. That's fine with me. Is this actually? I think this might be where I need to go find. We're supposed to be finding Alisay. Hither and yarns. Yeah. I went the wrong way for the side quest. I went to the main quest. Kind of wonder, can I go to this? Nope, I guess I can't get there yet. That might even be the arc right there. In the middle of the map. But if a kid wants to be, you know, responsible enough to earn their own money and spend it, and, you know, not just be treated like a child and then let, you know, get things given for free, more power to them. I'm just gonna skip through this dialogue. Gleaner. Piggy! Flying! Piggy! Still kind of flying even though I'm not fully flying yet. Still a flying piggy! Right there. I'm riding Angelo. Well, my version of him anyway. Okay. So the only Aether Current quest I have left is the one that's part of the main story quests. And then once we complete that one, we'll be able to fly. Which is not this one. Nope. This one just gives us the gloves. Since they went the wrong way first time, again, this was to the side quest. We're headed this way for the main quest. The sparklies coming off that unicorn's butt. Looks like an Alisei right up there. Specimens and samples, trying to be too rough. Okay. Okay, timer's kind of in the upper left-hand area, right about there's my timer. Not jumping, not gonna sprint. Just doing a regular run-of-the-mill walk. Not even gonna ride him out. Watching out for enemies to fight. Alpha now. And hopefully things aren't too bruised or beat up or worn out. My gratitude after getting involved in this. Sorry, just checking on that Minecraft server ticket. Nope. There were some tasks to bring these boxes to Port Units, so was I. Turns out this is the base of operations of sorts. Those are the final say as to what is included can be found here, okay. Something's rattling around in one of those boxes, oh, okay. Never mind, that was just Alisei delivering the last of the boxes. Stop looking at its butt. I'll look at whoever's butt I want to look at. Yeah, Alpha, no, I don't know either. She's your sister. It's a completely different tune, but for some reason the theme for this car always reminds me of the theme for Roseanne TV show. I was finding out more about Alice and Alco's parents. I don't want to be a postman, I want to be a slayer. Like these near the southernmost structure. There we go. Hope we're successful getting the Aetherburner working and getting off this rock. Get headed in the right direction here. Return, not a scrap of paperwork remaining on our persons. I apologize sending on an errand far below your ambitions. Don't need to hear about stories of us as babies, but tell us about our parents. Your family founded this wonderful nation. To enlightenment through reason and knowledge. Indeed, he asserted in defiance of his peers that choosing to save the great and the small from the rising tides was the true mark of our founders' virtue. His expertise, his knowledge of ancient prophecy and the fall of civilizations, led him to conclude that to eschew conflict at every turn was to consign mankind. So basically, the Sharlayans have been pursuing the kind of perfection that has shut down all these other civilizations. And Louis Soir realized that wasn't right. We needed conflict. Which then caused conflict between father and son. Son may carry his father's blood, but his choices are always his own, yes. He was constantly in his thoughts, every moment of every day, and that is not exaggeration in the slightest. You should have seen him when you were born. Barely recognizable he was, with a kind of dumbfounded grin I've not seen since he first took a fancy to your mother. He was practically skipping when he told me the news. Skip to Baloo, my darling. Take my word for it, he loves you to an embarrassing degree. Just doesn't show it very well. He's also frustratingly single-minded. Once he's decided to give an action as for the best, he will stay the course no matter who or what opposes him. I'll say, yeah. So you brought me to the proper places. Crinkle goat have my hide. Talk again later. Okay. Graha. Only too long as it is. I'll spare the time. Do I got any choice, really? Yeah. Character. Sumina. Inventory. Open up the gear coffer. Equip the new gloves. This force burn hotter, increased amount of aether being funneled into its furnaces. An elemental reactor south sphere to which I borrowed the key, okay. No gloves for me, but how am I supposed to keep these nice little fingies all happy and fancy, huh? I need happy fancy gloves to keep these happy fancy fingies happy and fancy. I spent many years perfecting what these fingers can do. There's not a whole lot they can do, but I spent many years perfecting what they can do. So, Vaseline is not as effective as gloves for keeping fingers happy and healthy. I wouldn't want to go outside trying to pull weeds with Vaseline. I wouldn't want to be working on the car on a chilly day with Vaseline on my hands. That's just no. I respect each with the issue from the vent to the top. I expect this to attract at least a few elementals. We'd both rather not be drawn into the reactor itself. Wait here if you would. Okay. Let's fight some water elementals. Those were easy. Anybody else? Huh? Anybody else want to come play? I mean, there are situations where Vaseline on your fingers would be a good idea, but you know, not always. You gotta take it situation by situation. Well, you have been to Elpis, yeah? What about it? There's much use as part of Valiant's efforts to extend beyond the bounds of this world. Amon. Amon wanted to travel the Sea of Stars? However, there's no evidence to suggest he retained memories of his life as an ancient. Yeah. This empire was all but dust. Yep. Natural disposition towards which, yeah. We know with relative certainty it was with the gross decadence and inexorable decline of Alag who moved Amon to resurrect Emperor Zand. Empire's people spoke lightly of death and destruction, experimenting on those they deemed beneath them to fill the emptiness in their hearts. Facilitating Zand's return, Amon provided these languid souls with the means to free themselves from the mire of their own indolence. Ariache's the big fancy word guy, not you, Graha. Those around him lived. Yes and no and yes. Ultimately, it's the consequences of their actions which matter, their motives are not. To reach those stars on wings of adamantite, to travel to the ends of creation and beyond. Promise of hope everlasting, that much I do understand. Enough music for now. Why don't we see how Coco is getting on? I still say you need to send me into one of these wreckages. Actually, I need to see if I could find sheet music for this for trombone. Get Pinky to play it for me. I mean, it's got a lot of strings, but it's got a very brassy main line to it. So it's generally trumpet, but trombone could adapt to that well. But Pinky, right? Pinky's not here right now. It's at school. Hey, I would just give him the sheet music and see if he could play it. I wouldn't make him play it and, practice it endlessly until it's perfect. I'd just ask him if he wanted to. Vital Aether Current, new headgear. The Adamantite, I want it now! Charlie and Hamlin off. Okay. Way to the destination. Actually, we were looking up some sheet music that he wanted the other day. And then I had to look up some fingering positions for certain notes that he wanted. So course, I would.
All set, I take it?
I'd probably take the name of the tune off and let him try to guess
Finished what we could. Delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals. Trivial tasks as they may be.
Why do I find it funny mentally picturing Estinian chasing down an escaped little rabbit?
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies and see everyone on board. Once we've readied the Aetherburner.
Oh, he would, and he'd still be as menacing and brooding about it the whole time.
Our consultations with the Labyrinthos, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have, for the most part, been allayed, though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company, lest any lingering queries go unanswered.
All that remains is to wait for the refined adamantite.
Alphino, are you there? It's me, Cryo. Your special delivery has arrived. Round up everyone and come to the harbor at once.
I wanted to go after the refined adamantite.
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
So what kind of dungeon run am I supposed to do if you guys do all the dungeon running for me?
Forgive the intrusion, Master Fortuner. I bring urgent news. A great commotion has broken out in Scholar's Harbor. Your presence is requested with all speed.
I just had an expanded mental image. Estinian chasing down a furry little rabbit, but the furry little rabbit happens to be one of the rabbits.
Now, where might this delivery be?
The crazy little rabbit-like creatures.
I'm sure it's very important, but we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
Why the 12? Surely, these can't all be.
Make art for that? Well, there we go. You'll have to DM her the prompt for it.
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks in these crates.
Well, let's both DM it to her.
And more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought, and that's no lie.
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. An hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Dalamud shard.
I'll have you know I went all the way to the entrance. Furthermore, 'twas my contacts that enabled us to enlist the cooperation of the Sky Pirates.
You went all the way to the... You didn't actually go in, but you went all the way to the entrance.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they? Well then, credit where credit's due, you did a right fine job sitting on your ass.
Take that back.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
My, what a grand welcome party.
Estinian from Final Fantasy XIV chasing a rabbit.
And Saraban.
There should be lots of source material for Estinian.
We come bearing relics both sacred and elegant.
as well as a few other gifts that may be of help, to be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of Rayson Temple. 'Twas passing fortunate that Senri's dango craving brought us to Kugane. We arrived precisely as Hancock was making his arrangements. Upon learning of your need, we made haste back to Hell's Lid, with our dango, never fear, and consulted with the other auspices. All consented to the lending of Tenzin's legendary Phoenix Blade for this noble cause.
Okay.
Suzaku and Seiryu were nevertheless worried that it might be lost in transit, however, and insisted upon accompanying me to Onokoro, where I had intended to entrust it to our Confederate allies. I thought instead to give it over to Hancock when we chanced to cross paths yet again. But alas, Seiryu remained ill at ease, and ordered me see the blade into your hands personally, or
die trying.
We did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time. Fortunately, our majestic associates have been more than helpful. 'Tis an honor to join the Warrior of Light on another adventure, they tell me.
That is all wonderful to hear, but what of the extraordinary cost? I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphino. Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenar Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability.
Oh, I just DM'd her too, so we'll just
And
see what she
since the
says.
Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
We funded the venture? When?
Don't let the name fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending.
Tataru!
When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount. We also had the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an understatement. She has supported us from the shadows since the very founding of the Scions. We even had coffers to fill.
Mother!
What? So the guy who's been most against the Scions
of course, an entirely
endeavors
neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full.
has been dumping money into the Scions.
We can hardly take them with us on your teeny tiny toy boat, now can we? And would be a shame to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent. Waste not.
Things have been happening behind the scenes you knew nothing about. Master
However
Levelure.
did you manage so much in so short a time, then? We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Did I not tell you I have my ways?
Erenville, you were involved too.
I received a letter from Cryo after we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleaners, spread across the world as we are. I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Charlotte. I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, in collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters, though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short,
too late.
The whole of the guild ship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
Little mini Omega, an Alpha.
What's this about a ship that can fly to the moon? And why didn't you mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
See it? You brought the team.
Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship.
Hadn't even seen it yet. It's his new favorite ship.
Oh, I nearly forgot. We stopped by Whirlit before coming here and picked up a package from Gaius. He's still of the mind that actions make for better penance than words, contrite or otherwise, so we offer none of the latter. What he sent is an Allagan relic Valens used in his weapons experiments. Has a fair bit of refined adamantite in it too.
Well, there we go then.
As you like us not suspect, we've also brought adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud shard. I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kryl's message. So few Scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition. However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshire's treasure hunters, not least among them.
There you go.
How the Gobbyflock fought. Slowfix's gratitude for the safe return of his daughter has not waned, and he gathered his kin to our side with an astounding quickness. The clash between their machina and the Allagan defences was a sight to behold. I wager even you would have been impressed by the magnitude of the Gobby booms.
And I didn't get to see any of it.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here. Does Razat Han not have more pressing concerns?
We do. Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. That, and I am indebted to you.
Because that's the embodiment of a dragon.
Those who chose to take their leave of Thavnair. Those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words.
We just had a dragon bow
It is
to
appropriate
us.
that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and his journey across the great expanse. As he traveled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere. Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my kin for consent. Ashdaya's answer was silence, as ever. Tiamat and Chrisvelgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion. My sire, too, stirred from his slumber long enough to speak and say, "Very well." Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
So the scales of an ancient dragon that have absorbed aether passing between the stars. That's a rather impressive gift.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited myself along.
Look at me, this is so unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again.
I like him.
With all these goodies, we could get 7, no, 10, no, 14 bleeding %. Think of how far we could go. What we could do with that much power. What we could blow up.
I really like this guy.
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the Scion's end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not have...
Kokol, mate, yeah. Very energetic potato. And just very fun, very, very lively potato.
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship. Yet this much is certain. To do so will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it, the lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude and their fragility. Do you understand? And are you prepared?
We have seen and we have felt how much each life shapes this world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
Then I will bear it with you.
You scared gold away.
Share your struggles with me. As family. You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst. 'Twas love and happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming. Conviction.
Oh, excuse
so
me.
Powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. The final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures.
Now we're going to do our best to make a future for everybody.
Must succeed.
Thank you.
Was worse than the alternative.
That one was indeed a sneeze, yes.
Anything gave me pause. 'Twas mine own father. The Archon Louisois openly decried Charlene's policies. A perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older. Yet even as part of me thought him a fool. Perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children. A naive hope. Stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart. No, that was his doing. When he perished at Cartano, as we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship.
So you're just wanted his kids to be safe, regardless of how much they wanted his definition of safe.
I was wrong.
Yes, Ember. You will have to tolerate me for many years to come yet.
Than I dared dream.
Simple sneeze isn't going to get rid of me that easy.
You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
Good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable. Not a one.
So tolerate you and foxes, yep.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come so far.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels.
Yeah.
Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Oh no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures. Whatever will happen if he learns what you were really up to?
Millions. Though I have wronged my children most gravely, I owe you an apology as well. I assumed that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger.
Sorry, I got the email from the Minecraft server host. The note has changed on.
I see now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
If we've finished loitering about the harbor, might I suggest we put our plans into motion? People are beginning to look confused.
Perhaps you can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You've no small number of friends and admirers here, after all.
Continuing words. Foot is well. You see, words can be harder to express when your foot is numb and you use your toes to type on the keyboard. Yes. Moment of triumph is close at hand. Reunited a family. We've brought all the nations that we've met so far together as one.
Your assistance
common
is
goal.
appreciated. Now, in an orderly fashion, if you please.
Let's get all this stuff into the ship. Let's finish making the ship. Doing. Lord, ask for my assistance overseeing the process. I'm not ordering anything. So yeah, if your foot is numb, it probably means you've been sitting on it. Bye-bye, Tommy. Beginning end of our efforts, since we delve to seek audience with the star, whence we will mark on our journey to the heavens. This way, if you please. Sit on your feet though, or you're sitting in some kind of position, not necessarily be on your foot. You're sitting in a position that adjusted the blood flow to your foot. Well, Ember, why do I think that very little of what you actually do is ever normal? Welcome to Thalmazin. Direct your attention toward the center to behold the arc, over which we have long labored. Which was designed as a medium-sized craft, better reduce fuel consumption. Interesting magics have been applied to its interior to ensure that the thrust-weight ratio does not place too great a limitation on its freight capacity. So it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. You guys made a TARDIS. None of my online kids, none of my biological kids. Just ethereal. So we're the Coco and some of your allies are working on it with intense fervor. They're sure to see it done. 'Twas by their expertise any prior disaster was averted. Yep. That's a big engine sitting back there on the wall behind it, too. Okay, I can fly around here now. Okay. Wait. Wait 1 second here. I kind of like that. Oh, I need to take the rest of this glamour off. Oh, I can't right now. Oh, dang it, I don't have a glamour dispeller. I want to see what this whole outfit looks like now. That hat just has to match perfectly otherwise. Headgear, just visor, draw sheath. Dang it. Okay. He's in summer school, yeah, for the month. her children, one and all. You shall live to the center of this chamber. Come. I just got everything I needed to do to fly. You're not gonna let me fly in here. Honestly, I can't really blame you, but still, I just did everything I needed to do to be able to fly. You're not gonna let me fly in here. I wanted to take one of my mounts and just go flying around with a close inspection of the arc there. Part of the star, the physical and ethereal are one and the same. The deeper we go, the easier it becomes to pass between. Okay. Realize this principle in constructing the anti-tower, and once more here in Thalmazin. So the closer you get to the center of the world, the closer you are to the ethereal plane. Working on this facility. Yep. More culminated in a device allowed us to peer deeper into the ethereal sea than ever before in search of Hydaelyn's echoes. Aetioscope. Communicate with her out through this device? For a time, yes, but since the 7th level calamity, it's been rare to hear even a whisper. If you wish to reach her, you must journey closer to the center of the star than we have ever dared. Beyond Aetioscope. I guarantee you will find her, nor of your safety, not so deep in the ethereal sea. Understand, but if we are to deliver this world, we have no choice but to try. I know, I only wish we could do more than observe your progress from afar. Aetioscope's ocular lens, by which we may peer into the ethereal sea without placing ourselves at hazard, lies above us. Through it we can watch and guide you. In those swirling depths there are pockets of aether so dense and turbulent they can unravel one's soul. If you determine you are at risk of coming into contact with such a pocket, we will recall you with teleportation magics. Then it would be best if one familiar with the composition of your souls remained here to assist in assessing said risk. Otherwise, there's an increased probability we will extract you too early or too late. Kryl? Y'shtola. Please allow me, Kryl. Thought upon this much, and in truth, I do not believe I am fit to join you in the trials ahead. Events of the Tower of Babel drained me, yes, but even before that, your capabilities far outstripped my own. There's no time to have a weak link in our vanguard, no matter how much you may wish it were otherwise. If I assist in the manner that Master Farshino has laid out, however, I may still be of use. Trust me to do so. Even when I trust more... This is what you did in the first... Do it, yep. If we did, I expect you would hunt us down and restore us to health somehow. Yep. Flatter me, but rest assured I will be keeping a close eye on all of you. One more ting. Those in ages past referred to the aerial sea as the underworld, our final resting place. In its embraces, memory washed away, leaving only the purity of one's soul, or so we believe. Yet what are these memories? If you think to ask what becomes of them, cast adrift on the ethereal seas. Some theorize they linger for some time, those associated with strong sentiment in particular. In those depths, memories of the departed may even coalesce around you for hatred or for love. Thus do I caution you to be wary, but also to have faith. Remember those who did gladly extend a hand to you. They may lift you up once more. The Aetioscope now accessible. Okay. So, don't really have time left today to run a dungeon. So, do I want to go do something? No, I'm going to go ahead and call it here today. next week we'll start off with this duty. I said duty. We'll start off with this dungeon run next week and see what happens after that. Between now and then, I'll work up my machinist some more. I've been doing some crafting stuff. So we'll see, I won't do anything as far as this goes. But yeah, we'll run this dungeon next week. Until then, tomorrow, no stream. Sunday, 2 o'clock Central Time, over on the purple side, doing World of Final Fantasy. Tuesday, and then again next Friday, right here on the red side, on 2U, doing, Tuesday is Subnautica Below Zero. We might finish it up, we might not. And then, Friday, we're right back here for Final Fantasy 14. And like I said, we were talking about my book Post-Exodus and the other books, Dangerous Stars and Striking the Stars. Links in the description if you want to find those on my Amazon author profile. They're available in print and digital formats. To you, give the video a like and let YouTube know you like this and other videos like it. Give the channel a subscribe and ring, ding, clang, rang that little bell so that you get notified when other videos go up, when I go live. It's a few weeks behind, but I am posting the World of Final Fantasy videos from Twitch are going up Mondays and Wednesdays here, so you can find those easily enough. I'm gonna actually, Ember, if you happen to notice, in the Discord server, the channel where I list the videos from here, it is 2U videos and streams. So so I am running with 2U. Thanks again for coming out and watching. Have a great time. Have a fantastic weekend, whether it's the next couple of days or whatever your weekend is. I'll see y'all around. Thanks for coming out.